Hello everyone, this is Ellie and this may be my, I think, 10th video ever. I want to talk about the previous video actually because that day, if you saw it, you maybe realized that at the beginning of the video, I was behaving in one way, and right after the phone started ringing, I completely lost a trail of what I was doing, what I was saying. So yeah, what I want to do with this video is like get a better concept of what I wanted to transmit back then, and also because I feel so unsatisfied. Like, what I knew, right? But I am unsatisfied because at the beginning of that video I was feeling so sure of myself. Like I was too sure of what I wanted to say in that video. And well, the other thing, the other reason I want to take back that topic is because if you saw that video, you probably remember that I went hiking with a group of friends, which were all males and were all older than I was, and that I was the one to lead the hike that day, right? So it just happened past weekend that I meet again with these friends. And after I made the video I post the other week, I start feeling like I start having second thoughts about what happened. And even though it was a experience that I enjoy a lot and that I have a lot of fun, I also go through this period of fear and anxiety. So I wanted to get the better of it, and I really love these guys, that they are really nice to me, and they do not treat me as lesser because of my age and and me being a woman. So I decide to get closer to them and asked about what happened that weekend. And I went like, hey, remember the day we went hiking and I was responsible of the leading the group and getting us there and blah. Do you remember when you told me, when you start asking me like if I was sure of what I was doing and if I really knew where we were going? And they were like, yeah, that was a pretty amazing hike, you did well and blah blah blah. They really didn't expect me making the question I am about to talk about. But when I told them like, I want to know, why did you question me so much? Because we have been hiking for other periods, for longer periods, and whenever it's someone else who leads the way, it's not always the same person, but when it's been let's say that it's this guy or this other guy. I remember that whenever we went hiking, there were doubts about if we were going to a certain place or not, if we were going to the right trail or not. And I didn't remember even once someone questioning them if they knew what they were doing, if they knew where we were going. And when it was my moment of leading the group, everyone started questioning me as soon as another path crossed our way. And even though we have been asking questions to the others, like, yeah, is this path? Yeah, okay, let's go. But when it was me, the one leading the group, we come across another path during our trail, and the questioning began. Like, are you sure this is the way? I was like, yeah, this is the way. Like, are you sure? What if not? And you start making me a lot of questions. You start to doubt if I knew what I was doing, and I felt that because we have been hiking with other people and nothing like happened. No one has ever questioning someone else because of how they were leading the way. But when it was me, you start questioning me, and to no end. And well, at the very end, I got just to the top. That was the point of the whole thing. But I want to know why. No, like why so much questioning when it was me who was leading it. It was because of my age, because of I am a woman, and well, I talk about it with all of them gathered because we are a good group of friends, so we meet constantly. So I told them this, and they stare at me like they totally didn't expect me making that question. And one of them, they all were surprised, but one of them immediately jumped like, of course not, it's not because you are a woman. But you know what, now that you mention it, yes, you are right. Whenever we go hiking and it's a man, the one who's leading, we have never made so much questioning about if we are going through the right trail. But yeah, you are right. When you were the one leading, we start questioning you to no end if we were going through the right trail. And I do understand them in some way because the trail I took them was it was we have to go through a pretty dense forest. It's a rainy forest, but it could be uh, so dense that you cannot see far beyond. You have a sight over here and there, and that's it. So I do understand the fact that we were in a very close environment. So nervousness is it's easier to get nervous on those environments. So in their behalf, I am aware of that fact because I too was nervous. But yeah, I told them that, and they were like, now that you mention it, we don't know why we start questioning you so much. Like, it just came to us. And they were like, maybe, yes, it is because of your age, because as I told you before, I am like 20 years younger than the youngest of these men. So, uh, maybe age had a lot to do with they not believing that I knew what I was doing. So at the end of the day, long story short, we talk about it, and I understood that it's not so severe when people question you because it's almost natural. When you are in a situation where you have no control, where you are giving your trust to someone else, and you don't know if your welfare will be granted by that person, I think it's pretty normal to feel insecure and start questioning them if they know what they are doing. And I think we didn't do it with someone else because they were all grown-ups. To my eyes, they are absolute adults. Now I am in my late 20s, but they are in their 40s or so, and so. But yeah, I think the fact of having someone so young at the head of their well-being, it got everyone nervous, and that's what happened. And I feel okay with the whole situation because after thinking about it, after thinking about it before um, the last video I post, I had a different perspective about what happened to the perspective I have right now. And what I think right now is that that whole situation actually helped me a lot to grow. And the fact that I got exposed to the fear and that I managed to get out of it pretty well standing, and that at the very end of the day we have a lot of fun. This also brings me to the whole idea I have been trying to convey with these videos, which is the to improve yourself, through certain fears, you have to expose yourself to them. And we humans naturally try to take ourselves away from any difficult situations, because how we feel, like we naturally avoid pain, fear, anything that can take us out of our comfort zone. But if we do not take ourselves out of that comfort zone, we will end up in these situations where, when the actual crisis come, we won't know what to do or how to behave. This whole situation went pretty well, even though it was something that I did not enjoy from beginning to end. But um, at the very, very end, the experience was something that I enjoyed, that I have a lot of fun, and that I also learned through it, through the moment of pain, of fear, of anxiety that I had. I grew a lot, because in that moment of tremendous insecurity about what I was doing, there was a point where I had to tell myself, no matter what happens, you have to pull this off. No matter what, but you have to, because we are already here, and if you don't get them to the top, the only option left is to get down, and everyone will be upset, and all the trouble will have been for nothing. So that crisis moment pushed me to improve myself, and that's what I wanted to tell you, talk about with you today. So I know this video has a lot of word tripping, that's the norm with me, but oh well. Hope that you enjoy it, that you got a better idea of what happened that day. And lately, I want to tell you that if you are afraid of something, your best move is to face it, expose yourself